February 11th is also National 211 Day, which recognizes the 211 hotline that helps people in the U.S. and Canada connect with information about resources and services available in their communities. According to a press release from United Way, 211 helps West Virginia residents who need help with disaster, food, health care, mental health, insurance, stable housing, utility payment, veteran services, child care, and other related needs. 211 is free and confidential and accessible in 99% of communities. The specialists connect people and families to a range of available resources to meet their underlying needs, not just the one that prompted the call. The hotline was established in 2000 by the Federal Communications Commission and is a resource for help and hope in communications.